Okay, Ricardo, I've got your work up here, and I was reading your writing. I just want to do a quick demonstration because it sounds like you're having a little bit of difficulty with blending modes, and I'm really not seeing a whole lot of use of blending modes here. So let's just go. Let me show you something. Let me do a quick demonstration. Okay, so I've got this image, and this is just a banana. I've got the layers panel up here so you can see that it's just one layer of a banana. Okay, so I'm going to unlock that back layer, and I'm going to come down here, and I'm going to change the blending mode. Let's go darken. Okay, nothing happened. Color dodge, nothing happened. Exclusion, nothing is happening. What's going on? Well, that's not how blending modes work. Blending modes have to have a layer for which the pixels can interact with each other. Okay, so you can do anything. You can add a new layer with a gradient on it, with a texture on it, anything, another image. But as long as there's an underlying layer for which the pixels to intermingle with and to create these effects. Let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to duplicate that layer. Okay, now on this layer, I'm going to try some different blending modes. Now watch what happens. Oh, wow, look at that. They're working. That's why you have to duplicate the layer. So any one of these will work as long as the layer is duplicated. And remember, you can do anything on that second layer, a gradient, a texture, another image, typography, anything you want. You can, the same image, duplicate the same image, anything you want. But that's a critical factor in blending modes, is that you have to have something for those to blend the pixels with. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Okay, let's just take a look. Okay, so definitely you want to experiment with blending modes. I'd like to see experimentation with blending modes here. I really would. I think the type here is interesting. I would not use the same typeface for Lady Gaga. Just get some typographic variety in here. So select a different typeface for Lady Gaga. And same thing here too. It looks like you're using the same typeface here as well. I want to talk about this also. There's something going on here that we need to rectify. But anyways, okay, so let's get some blending modes. I don't care if it's a texture or a gradient or whatever, and just a color layer, anything. Let's get some blending modes working with this image. This type right here, I think, is interesting. Good effects there. Good effects there. We don't need the drop shadow. I think it's interfering with the type. It's just creating like these kind of converging lines and elements that are creating a little bit of visual clutter. I don't think we need a drop shadow. So again, in this piece, let's just work on the image blending modes. Typography is good. This piece, I think, has got just a really cool 60s vibe to it with the washed out image, and then your choice of using these kind of pastel colors on the type. This type has been stretched. Definitely. So just remember, when you place typography, and if you resize it, you want to hold that shift key down. So the idea here is that you constrain the original aspect ratio. Anytime you place or replace images or type, you want to constrain that original aspect ratio. Quite typically, it becomes distorted when resizing. So when you resize, typically you'll grab the bounding box, right? You'll select the type, grab the bounding box, and resize it. Just hold your shift key down to constrain those original proportions. Again, let's try some blending modes with the album cover, with the image itself, and let's try some blending modes with the type as well. Let's work some typographic technique into this one. Don't get too crazy here, because again, you've got this. This kind of reminds me of something I want to ask. I want to kind of talk about here. So you're saying that three different possibilities: electro-punk version, a 70s vibe record, and a classical diva look. That's fantastic. I love the practice there. Love it. Love it. Now, in the real world, when you're designing an album cover, you would have to the album cover itself would have to have conceptual ties with the work. So this, Joanne, you're saying it's a pretty what is it? Joanne, Lady Gaga, or as my kids call her, Lady Gags. Joanne in the album cover, I thought it was. Hold on one sec. So you're saying the song is very simple. So would this follow a very simple song? This is pretty aggressive. So if the song is simple, if the song is mellow and simple, I don't think this would be a reasonable solution. Now, for the intent of this assignment, absolutely push your creativity to levels you didn't even know existed. Okay, and again, let's get some work in here with blending modes. Okay, as far as typography and dots, I don't think this is the right typeface, and also I would not stack type. We don't stack type typographically because letter forms are designed to be placed next to each other. That's how type designers design letters, is to establish good counterform when placed next to letters. Plus, it's really difficult to read stack type. I don't recommend ever stacking type. Um, so let's think about that. Okay, so a little more experimentation in your type, a little more experimentation. Actually, your type is pretty good. I like to see some sort of experimentation here, but conceptually, I think this is a home run because you've got three very, very, very distinct styles. So that's fantastic. I just would like to see you push your technical approach a little bit further and really, really start getting into blending modes and type effects. All right. So I'll tell you what, just keep working and keep my comments in mind. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I'll be more than glad to provide any clarification needed. All right. But this is a fantastic start, Ricardo. Really good job, good written descriptions, and love the three different genres. All right. Thanks for sharing.